the woman who beat cancer and helped others. From the very beginning, Anna's life was a quiet testament to perseverance. Born and raised in the small town of Willow Creek, she was known for her warm smile and the kindness she extended to everyone she met. She was a teacher, a mother, a friend, and a beloved member of her community. But at the age of 38, her life took an unexpected and devastating turn. One chilly autumn morning, Anna sat in her doctor's office, listening as the words, "You have cancer," echoed through the sterile room, reverberating through every fiber of her being. It was a diagnosis of stage 3 breast cancer, and it threatened to unravel everything she had built. At first, fear gripped her heart like a vice. She worried for her 2 young children, for her husband, for her students who depended on her gentle guidance. The path ahead seemed shrouded in darkness and uncertainty. But as pain and confusion threatened to overwhelm her, Anna found herself returning to something her grandmother once told her: "When you can't see the light, become the light." Those words became her anchor. Anna realized that while she couldn't control the cards she'd been dealt, she could choose how to play them. She decided to fight, not just for herself, but for everyone who loved her, and everyone who would face a similar battle. The months that followed were grueling. Chemotherapy drained her strength, radiation left her exhausted, and surgeries took a toll on her body. There were days she could barely lift her head from the pillow, days when hope felt impossibly out of reach. But Anna refused to let despair win. She began to document her journey, writing honestly about her fears, her pain, and her small victories on a blog she titled, "Brighter Days Ahead." In her posts, Anna spoke not only of the physical toll of cancer, but also of the unexpected gifts it brought into her life. She learned to cherish every moment, to find beauty in simple things: a child's laughter, the golden light of sunset, the gentle touch of her husband's hand. She found herself uplifted by the kindness of neighbors who brought meals, friends who sent letters, and strangers who shared their own stories of survival. As her words traveled beyond Willow Creek, Anna's blog became a source of hope for thousands. People from all walks of life reached out to her, sharing their own struggles, their triumphs, and their gratitude for her honesty. She realized that by sharing her journey, she was helping others find the strength to face their own battles. Anna's fight against cancer was not easy. There were setbacks, complications, and moments of deep doubt. But she persisted, drawing strength from her family, her faith, and the community that had rallied around her. After 2 years of relentless treatment, Anna's doctors delivered the news she had hardly dared to hope for: she was in remission. The relief was overwhelming, but Anna knew her journey was far from over. She had been given a second chance, and she was determined to use it to make a difference. Inspired by the countless people who had supported her, she set out to help others facing similar challenges. Anna founded the Brighter Days Foundation, a non-profit organization dedicated to providing emotional and practical support to cancer patients and their families. The foundation offered everything from financial assistance for medical bills to transportation for chemotherapy appointments, and even simple acts of kindness like delivering homemade meals or organizing support groups. But the heart of Anna's mission was something deeper. She wanted to remind every patient that they were not alone, that their pain was seen, and their struggle mattered. She spent countless hours sitting with patients in hospital rooms, listening to their fears and offering words of comfort. She trained volunteers to do the same, creating a network of compassionate listeners who understood the power of presence. Through the foundation, Anna also launched educational programs in schools and community centers, teaching people about early detection, self-advocacy, and the importance of support systems. She worked with local businesses to organize fundraising events, 5K runs, art auctions, community dinners, bringing people together in celebration of hope and resilience. Anna's efforts began to ripple outward. Survivors found strength in her story, caregivers found solace in her words, and communities found inspiration in her unwavering determination. The foundation grew, reaching people in towns and cities far beyond Willow Creek. Yet Anna remained humble, never forgetting the fear and uncertainty she had once felt. She continued to write, her words a lifeline for those navigating the storm of illness. She spoke at hospitals, schools, and conferences, always returning to her grandmother's wisdom: when you can't see the light, become the light. Years passed, and Anna's legacy only deepened. She watched her children grow, celebrated milestones she had once thought she might never see, and cherished every ordinary day as a precious gift. She saw the impact of her work not just in numbers, but in the faces of those she helped: the mother who could afford her treatment, the teenager who found hope in a support group, the elderly man who learned he wasn't alone. The lessons Anna learned on her journey became the foundation of her life. She understood that suffering could be transformed into compassion, that vulnerability could become strength, and that every act of kindness, no matter how small, had the power to change a life. Her story is not just one of survival, but of transformation. It is a testament to the indomitable human spirit, to the power of community, and to the belief that even in our darkest moments, we can find purpose and hope. Anna's journey reminds us all that life is fragile, unpredictable, and often unfair. But it is also beautiful, resilient, and full of possibility. When faced with adversity, we have a choice: to retreat into fear, or to rise and help others rise with us. Through her courage, compassion, and unwavering determination, Anna became the light she once sought. And in doing so, she illuminated the path for countless others, proving that one person's strength can spark a movement of hope. Let her story remind us that no matter the challenge, we can choose to be the light in someone else's darkness. We can transform our pain into purpose, our struggle into service, and our fear into courage. And in doing so, we not only change our own lives, but the lives of everyone around us. In the end, Anna's greatest victory was not simply beating cancer, but showing the world that hope is contagious, kindness is powerful, and together, we can overcome even the greatest of trials. The legacy she leaves behind is not just one of survival, but of love, a love that continues to inspire, uplift, and heal. As you reflect on Anna's journey, consider the power you hold to make a difference. Whether through a smile, a kind word, or a helping hand, you have the ability to become the light in someone's life. Let Anna's story inspire you to live with courage, to love with abandon, and to never underestimate the impact of a single act of compassion. For in the end, it is not the battles we fight that define us, but the lives we touch, the hope we ignite, and the love we leave behind. And that, perhaps, is the greatest victory of all.